History is an important part of learning in Ohio. When history is taught, it can be difficult for students to make connections between the past and the present. To help students relate to what they're learning in class, educators can incorporate place-based local history projects into the classroom. Through these projects, students can learn about local connections to the past so they can experience its impact in the present. In this video, we're going to talk about using a place-based local history project in the middle school classroom.
Using project-based learning and then using it paired with local history really gives a lot of student choice, which can be helpful in having students really engaged around their learning and really can start to develop a student's sense of identity.
Angie Hall is an 8th grade social studies teacher in Athens, Ohio, and found place-based history particularly effective with her middle school students.
They have a genuine interest in history. They are keenly aware of things in history that were wrong, and now their minds wonder, how can we make that right? So I've seen so many different positive effects.
Before we get into the specifics of Hall's project, let's talk about what we mean by place-based learning. According to the Center for Place-Based Learning and Community Engagement, place-based education immerses students in local heritage, cultures, landscapes, opportunities, and experiences, using these as a foundation for the study of language arts, mathematics, social studies, science, and other subjects across the curriculum. It emphasizes learning through participation in service projects for the local school and/or community. Place-based projects can boost student engagement by creating a sense of personal effectiveness as stewards of their local community, forge strong ties between local organizations, their schools, and the community, and help students make tangible contributions to resolving local issues, all while teaching state educational standards. When Hall started her place-based history project, she was looking for a new way to energize her students.
Too many of them are device addicted, and so I'm a human, and that's not as entertaining to them. I think they need commercial breaks often. They need things changing. It's quick moving. The video games they play, the social media videos they watch, everything is move, change, fast, quick, and that's not traditional classroom instruction.
So Hall found something non-traditional. She partnered with local history organizations and scholars to teach students about the life of Athens Black Civil War-era attorney Andrew Jackson Davison. Davison is the only Black practicing attorney in the history of Athens County, and Hall found that tying national historical events to what happened on the local level can engage students in new and exciting ways by bringing history to life for them. It all started when Hall heard retired local attorney Bill Walker speak about Davison at a community event.
2 pieces of information lit my teacher brain up. He said that one, Mr. Davison's portrait was excluded from the composite portrait of the 1876 Bar Association in the courthouse. We can assume that's based on color. We don't have any primary sources to confirm it, but the assumption can be probably fairly made. And then the other thing that he said is he spoke of Mr. Davison's wife, Eliza Brown Davison, and in 1934, school children raised pennies to have a monument at the West 8th Street Cemetery built to memorialize her, to honor her. And so between school children and Mr. Davison's portrait not being in courtroom A, where it should be with his peers, the idea was born to let's get that portrait installed.
And after the project got started, it took on a life of its own. Hall's students were able to take action in the present to right a past wrong for Davison.
There's just so much about him that made a connection to our neighborhood, our community, and our school.
By working with the county commissioners and a local judge, the students got Davison's portrait installed in the courthouse.
They realized that they're difference makers, that doesn't matter that they are 8th graders or in high school now, that they can do things. They can hold meetings, they can take interviews, they can reach out to say, I want to do this and I need your help.
It's definitely raised my confidence as well. And it's helped me with a lot of skills. We had to give speeches sometimes, and that made me really nervous before, and it still makes me nervous, but it's definitely easier.
And they recognize that there are steps. They recognize that it is meeting and making connections to people who can help in the process. So I believe they're probably some of the best young citizens that we have in our community.
The students also went on to plan a Community Black History Month celebration at their school that now happens annually.
They've created something that is very special to the community, and they don't want it to end. They want it to endure.
Doing something meaningful and important in the community, I'm really grateful to be a part of something like this. And it's something that I definitely want to do throughout my life as well.
I'm someone who has struggled with motivation in school because a lot of it I cannot see in my future. And being able to do this project and starting in 8th grade and growing up through the years with doing this, it has definitely made a huge impact. And I have decided that whether I move out of Athens or what I want to do in my life, I want to help whatever community I am a part of.
I thought it was going to be a 1-year and done thing, and they don't want it to end. They want to keep making changes and celebrating local history. And you can't ask for anything better than that as a history teacher.
Place-based local history projects teach students about the past while connecting them to their local community. It makes history something they can reach out and touch, and helps them to understand that the people of their community, and every community, had an important role in shaping the present. To learn more about place-based learning, visit promiseofplace.org.